country decided, that's enough, we're not putting up with this crap anymore, we are going to free our country, we're going to stand on the overpasses, we're going to stand on the streets, and we're going to cheer them on, and we're going to demand that we get our free rights and freedoms back. That was the truckers. You can thank the truckers for any progress we made in the last 6 months.
Oh, you're fucking welcome.
So if our business, you know, Trudeau and the other tyrants, big and small, say, we're just a bunch of subversives. We're just a bunch of malcontents, a fringe element. So let's give Justin some real subversion. Let's give him something really to worry about, which is to change the nature of Canadian democracy so that we never face this again. Let us resurrect this country in a way that reflects the aspirations and the freedom of all people, no matter what race, no matter what religion, no matter what ethnicity, no matter what orientation, sexual or otherwise. Everyone is going to be a free citizen of this new nation. And let us act as if that's going to be the way it's going to be. And I'm going to tell you a suggestion we've developed with some of the freedom groups to make that happen. So if I were to ask you, for example, let's pretend tomorrow's your birthday. Let's pretend. And I say, we're going out for brunch. What do you want? What do you want for breakfast? You can tell me. Probably. You can have your eggs this way, you can have your eggs that way, you can have salad, you can have steak, you can have whatever you want. But you can't have it unless you can define it. You need to know what you want. Because then if you know what you want, then you can start the process of getting it. And that's what we have to do. We have to begin to think about our democracy and our country. What do we want it to be? How are we going to get it? An American philosopher named Murray Bookchin once said something like this: the assumption that what exists must necessarily exist is the acid that corrodes all visionary thinking. If you can't think of what you want governance to be, the same way if you can't think what you want for breakfast on your birthday, you can't have it. We need to think, what do we want governance to look like in this country? What do we want this country to look like? And that's something that I think we need to all dwell upon, because we haven't done that much of that up until now. People say, let's just go back to normal. I don't want normal. Do you guys want normal back? I sure don't. I don't want what we had. What we had was a non-functional democracy where a bunch of people sitting in buildings in Ottawa or here basically dictate downwards to us how we're going to live our lives. That's not what I want. I want something totally different. So let's start talking about how we get that. And there is a reason. There is a reason that the protests in Ottawa were smashed as hard as they were. It's the same reason that the protests in the anti-globalization movement in the early 2000s were smashed, is because they challenged the power of the state to dictate to all of us how we would live our lives economically and in health and freedom. Black Lives Matter and the environmental movement never challenged the power of the state. We are challenging the power of the state. And what I want to do today is talk about how we truly create a subversive movement that changes the nature of democracy in Canada. For all of us, not just for the elite, not just for the people that Klaus Schwab anoints, but for everyone across this country. And let's make this a movement for all of Canada, for all people in Canada who choose to be involved, to restructure, to resurrect our country in the image of freedom that we want, not that Justin Trudeau wants. If he cheers for freedom for Ukraine, the rest of us will cheer for freedom for all Canadians, every last one of us. And I don't think we get there by playing the same political game. We don't get there by creating a new party and pretending that we're done. We don't get there by voting in another a clique of politicians who are going to do the bidding of Klaus Schwab and the reset. We get there by changing the nature of the government in this country. So what do we want? Do we want top-down rule, or do we want bottom-up democracy? Bottom-up democracy, I think so, and I think most in the crowd would agree. Thomas Paine, a political hero of mine, once said, "We have it in our power to begin the world again." And I think at this time, 2 years into the pandemic, we also have that power to begin the world over again. Here's how we do it, I think. Various freedom groups, including Vaccine Choice Canada, including We Unite, including Take Back Our Freedom, and some others, are now talking about creating a National Citizens Congress. It's a National Citizens Congress to come together, here in Victoria on the weekend of May 27th to 29th and start discussing the questions of how we restructure democracy and governance in Canada. It's going to be a hard discussion. What do we exactly want? Do we even want to have a country called Canada? Maybe we do. Do we want to have governance in a different way from the one that was created by John A. Macdonald sitting around in a pub in Charlottetown with his drunken buddies and coming up with their version of democracy? I want something different. How are we going to get that? We're going to get that through dialogue, through talking to each other, through brainstorming with each other, through discussions that may be very difficult, but that's how we get there. So on May 27th and 29th, delegates from all the freedom groups will assemble here in Victoria, and at the same time, different groups in every city across this country will have their own dialogues, and we will be interacting with them. They will be feeding us information, suggestions, critiques. We'll be feeding back to them our vision of what's emerging in the dialogues happening here in Victoria. So this Citizens Congress, I think, is going to be an essential step in recreating, and it comes a week after, it's basically a month after Passover and after Easter. Let us resurrect this country for the benefit of all of us, not just for the few, not just for the elite, not just for the ones who fly into Davos on their private planes, not just for Klaus Schwab and his servants here in Canada. Resurrect it for all of us. And it will be a revolutionary process. So again, if we're subversives, maybe we are, maybe we should be. Maybe we should go back and revisit what we have to do to make this the country that we dreamt it was. The country that's free, equal, egalitarian, just, and that has the safeguards in law that will prevent another Justin Trudeau from in the future from coming down and stamping out our freedom as he's done over the last 2 years. That's what we need to create in this country. A poet, colleague of mine named Kenneth Pekin wrote something like this. He said, geopolitical awareness and engagement are every adult's responsibility and duty. And the remedy for our folly, our lack on this front, is going to take a long, long while. It might. This Congress we're having here in Victoria will not be the first. It is the opening of what should be a series of civil meetings all across the country, where people actually start asking those fundamental questions. How do we want to be governed? And it's like asking, what do you want for breakfast? You've got to think about it. You've got to come up with your own solutions, and you've got to communicate it to your fellow citizens. If you can't think it, if you can't articulate it, you can't have it. And that's what we're going to do in Victoria on the 27th and 29th, and that's what people across the country are going to be doing. How do we want to be governed? What do we want this country to look like? What do we want to do about uniting all Canadians? How do we want true reconciliation with the First Nations? All of those things that bring all Canadians together have to be on the table. Every last one of those things. And that's what we will discuss on Thursday. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to do call-ins. Do you guys know how to do that? There are not a lot of you here, so we're going to have to be really loud because we know Bonnie.
Blaze it, yeah. Doobie time later, man.
Yeah, Justin Trudeau is definitely deaf, so we're going to have to be really loud. So this is from the old civil rights movement. And I'll tell you what I'm going to ask, and I'll tell you what the response is. So from the old civil rights movement, say, what do we want? And the answer is freedom. When do we want it? The answer is now. How are we going to get it? Resistance. You want to try that? But you guys got to be really loud because, again, they don't hear much in this building except the narrative they want to hear. And, oh, look, Ukraine, that kind of stuff. Okay, so what do we want? What do we want it? How are we going to get it? They still don't hear you, they're deaf. What do we want? What do we want? Okay. How do we get it? One more time. What do we want? What do we want it? How do we get it? I'm going to finish with a poem that was also provided by Kenneth Pekin. This is a poem by Frederick Schiller, German poet from the 1700s. He wrote this. No, there is a limit to the tyrant's power. When the oppressed flag of justice is working against his bearer, he reaches over the prophet in hand. And seizes the dignity of human rights, which thereby is inalienable and indestructible as the souls themselves. We the freedom movement hold the line. Don't be afraid to bring the trash. country.
Yeah, not a problem. When you land, let me know.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dr. Chris Shaw! Just a little bit of an update. There are 150 trucks on Douglas. So we're going to have a couple more speakers and then there's going to be an announcement about that. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is well known for her effective and fearless advocacy. In recognition of her work, she was featured on the cover of the BC Report magazine as the most dangerous woman in BC for all the right reasons, right? As the director of the Canadian Women's Association, she was asked to spearhead the Frontline Canada campaign that has caused thousands of workers across the country to last declare their vaccination status. She is also one of the successful grocery tour and the organizer for the up-and-coming Glorious and Free Ignite Your Rights Tour. Ladies and gentlemen, Harry Simpson!
Yeah, we can. I brought your check cards. I had 5,000. I don't have any.
There's so many companies and no confinement and constraint for me, people. I want to bring good news from across Canada. There are so many leaders, so many groups that are acting in unison on behalf of everybody's rights. We will redefine Canada. This house belongs to you. It is time we took it back. This house has been poisoned. It is time that we became the antidote. It's time that we reinstate freedom, liberty, people power, and you having a voice. And I agree with Chris Shaw. You know, guys, we are the problem, but we are also the solution. I laughed so hard when Premier Horgan said I wish they got a different hobby. Hey, I've been asking every British Columbian Canadian for 3 decades to please make politics your hobby. No more distraction. Our freedom, our liberty, the people we put in the seat of power over us has to be our first priority. For our ability for our children to have a future and our grandchildren to have a vision where they can have hope. The children of today are in fear. They are confused. We have to change them and give them life, liberty, and a vision for their future. I want to tell you, right now as we speak, there are groups across this province organizing for recall events. We have the power people. We actually have legislation here. As long as we are united, we can make a difference sooner than later. As I speak, our lawyers are working for the wording of our first initiative. Initiative is something that we have as long as we are together, working across the province, united. We can change the laws. Our first initiative, make it illegal to punish anyone due to their vaccination status. And this is going to take everyone's effort. We need volunteers. We need people to stand on street corners because we're going to need petitions to be signed. We need to raise 25% of registered voters' names have to be on that petition. We 10%, but we're going for 25%. And this is to protect people both vaccinated and unvaccinated. This is the beginning of stopping digital ID and the ability of government to track our every movement.
Okay, getting a little louder.
Recall starting in April, because the law says we have to wait 18 months after the last provincial election, but we can start recalling the MLAs who have not stood for your freedom and your rights. I don't care what side of the vaccination issue you're on, there is a bigger issue. It's called freedom and liberty. You want to be a caring British Columbia, then you care about the liberty interests of your neighbor. No more splitting, dividing, and causing grief among neighbors and families. I love the judge in Ontario who said this. Man, we nicknamed him the Zinger Judge, okay? The first 7 paragraphs of his decision involving a family that was divided during vaccination, he just ripped the COVID nonsense to pieces. But he said this. He said it's hard to be a good family court judge and make enemies back into friends when the government is spending so much time making friends into enemies. It is time to stop being distracted. We need to embrace our hobby, our politics, our power, people. I am concerned when I hear all the honking back on Douglas Street, and I'm getting texts from the organizers going, Carrie, they're not letting us through. Well, you know what? If the convoy can't come to us, we will take the people to the convoy. You must ensure that you are part of the many, many groups that are doing things. I am so excited to see what's going on here in Victoria already. And there's more happening across the province. As we met with people while we've been over here, I can tell you, you are in good hands. There is groups of people here moving mountains. Well done. As you know, we only can't be interested in federal and provincial politics. We also need municipal politics. And this October, you have the ability to put in place mayors, councilmen, and your school board. And you have the ability through those people to end the destruction of our nation. It was such a privilege to meet with a guy by the name of Randall Phipps. Where are you, Randall? Oh, there he is. Okay, you guys need to go talk to him. He's already put in place the Vancouver Island Voters Association. I love it. Viva Victoria! Woo! Maybe we'll bring some fun back into politics, right? All right, you got a sign-up sheet. I was so impressed with what they're doing, the good people that they are looking at to give you a voice on the seats of decision-making. We need to be involved. We need to support these groups. There's other groups that are doing the same. Put your name forward. See who's doing what you want to see done. But be involved. We are gearing up again. One of the greatest privileges I've had has been to travel with the doctors on tour.
Just here to kind of document. I'm live on YouTube now. Got a couple people watching, so I've been watching all the other live streams all around the country from these tiny little YouTubers. It's a great way to kind of be there when you can't be there, so I figured I'd pay the favor back and record a bit here for my couple friends.
To the rafters.
Right on.
The public health authority says
Right on,
you guys
man.
can't do this. It's illegal. We're going to fine you. We're going to sue you if anybody gets sick and have to go to the hospital everywhere we went. Needless to say, I think that place had 400 people, standing room only, and even then you couldn't stand. We initially were going to only do 3 events because we just wanted a video we can send around the country. So our next stop, again, packed out, filled to the rafters, and then people were calling, Carrie, can you bring the doctors here? Can you bring the doctors here? We didn't get home for 10 days. Round 1, we came back, we regrouped. Carrie, we want you up north. We want you all through Williams Lake, Prince George, Terrace. So we hopped on a bus and the doctor's tour went north. And I'll tell you, people across this province are standing strong. What a privilege to meet with so many like-minded people that are putting into action their convictions. Well, that wasn't enough apparently, because next Nelson, Trail, Caslow, Osoyoos, and Pectinton were going, Carrie, can we have the doctors on tour? So guess where we're going this week? These courageous doctors, and they are increasing in numbers, have been on the front line bringing truth, bringing facts, and they are paying a price. We need to support them. Legal bills. These guys are at war for the right to tell you the truth about what's going on here. Next will be the Glorious and Free Ignite Your Right Tour, and we're just lining up across this province to get people together, equip them with how to make their voices heard. Working, educating, uniting, bringing people together. That was one of the most amazing things about the doctors on tour. People were in tears. They would look around and go, I didn't know that there was this many of us. There are millions of people that are done with this insanity. It is time to end the lunacy. And lady in the red hat over there, I love your sign. Stop organized crime. We are a clever lot, aren't we? All right, so going forward, please make sure you're signed up with the Canadian Voters Association so you know all that's going on. We have been so busy we haven't even been able to keep everybody updated, but we will, because there is important information coming down. Bless you all. This is amazing. Stay strong, be free. Let's hear it for Carrie Simpson! Woo! Well, Victoria, it is so great to see you. My name is Joelle Ord, and many of you might recognize me. I had to take a little bit of time off, but we're back. So it's so great to see all of you. So today is the 1-year anniversary of the Worldwide Rally. So thank you all for coming out. And I just wanted to let you guys just take you a little on a memory trip of We Are Victoria. Because what it is that we need to really understand who we are and where the power comes from. We have to choose that we are Victoria. We are the shield that God has placed here in order to take back this government, in order to take back the land, in order to take back what is rightfully ours. During my time away, I'll explain a little bit of that, but I was quite sick, and I meditated on Psalm 47, and there is a verse in there that says, the shields of the earth belong to the Lord. So I just want to place that out to you, that the shields of the earth, that is us. that is us that are coming forward, that are protecting. Those shields are the people, those are our families. So the fathers and mothers, the government is going after taking out the shields of the family. The government is going after taking out the shields of the doctors that are standing up, like the doctors on tour. Those are people that are standing up to be your shield. So what is it that you are called to be a shield of? Right here in Victoria on the island, what is your shield? For me, I'm going to let you know, many of you know my father-in-law, Don Orn. He's been speaking at the rallies up at Campbell River over in Vancouver and all of that for the last year. The hospitals almost did him in January. I had to fight to keep him off intubation. I had to fight, and I want to let you know, if you do not have a medical power of attorney, you are basically giving your hands over to this medical system. So if you happen to need any sort of medical stuff, you make sure that somebody has a medical power of attorney.
People are starting to stream in the numbers.
And we firmly believe that's why he's standing here today.
So for those of you who are tuned in, if you can hear me, I'm just about to go take a break. Your boy needs to go drain his bladder. I'm going to broadcast a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to go off the air and come back and go live again in a bit.
And Victoria Wellness Clinic became one of our
Word is there's a bunch of trucks on their way, but the cops aren't letting them in, so either the trucks are going to find their way around and get here, or we are going to the trucks, either way.
Same with his daughter, and we are so, so grateful for those shields that stood up for us. So again, what is your God-given shield? Take that shield up. Make sure that you are standing firm and you are right in heart, and you follow that conviction, because you are needed as fathers, as mothers in this school system that is taking out our kids' genders, it's taking out our parents. You're needed in health and wellness because this government is trying to take out our health. We are needed in political realm because the government is trying to take away the rights of the Charters and Freedoms and Bill of Rights. So every single one of you is called. Every single one of you. What is your shield? We are together. We are Victoria. I want to hear you say it. We are Victoria!
Well, I'm more kind of Saltaire myself, but okay.
I think that's it. We are Victoria. Thank you guys so much. Blessings to you.
Big round of applause for Joelle. She's been out here at the front of this battle for a couple of years now. Thank you, Joelle. We really love you. Now, I'm looking for my good friend Jeremy Maddock. Is Jeremy around? Jeremy Maddock? Okay, Jeremy will be running for City Council here in Victoria. Look at this gentleman. He's a very forthright man, and he's at the tip of the spear, working on the legal battles that we're facing. And he's going to give you a bit of a rundown of what he's up to. So, big round of applause for Jeremy Maddock.
Thank you, Randall. I'm here to give a bit of an update on the legal situation. This is, of course, the greatest civil liberties crisis that we have faced in our lifetimes, and responding to it appropriately is essential at this point. The political tide is shifting very much in our favor as mandates are dropped, and more and more people wake up and come to their senses. In other countries, the legal tide is shifting too. In the United States, of course, the vaccine mandate for private employers was struck down. In New Zealand, the High Court of New Zealand struck down the vaccine mandate for police officers. So things are afoot, things are changing. Unfortunately, here in Canada, the legal tide moves a lot slower than in other places. Canadian courts are plagued by delay and have been for years. The Supreme Court of Canada recognized this in a case called Jordan, dealing with criminal timelines and the right to a speedy trial. But unfortunately, if you're not charged with a criminal offense, you don't have a right to speedy justice at all. It's just whenever the court gets around to it, which is a big part of why these mandates haven't been tested yet in court as much as in other places. So recognizing that our justice system is slow and imperfect, let's talk about what's going on in Canada right now. We have the BC Public Servants for Freedom will be in court this coming week, I'm told.
Gonna do another quick little wander around in a minute. I just had to stop and step back from the crowd, taking a little break, having a smoke, so I don't want to be right in the crowd, trying to be polite here.
We've also got the Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms has recently filed a case on behalf of healthcare workers who've been out of work for months now. The very people
I hope the audio's been okay. I gotta try and remember not to cover the microphones as I'm holding the phone here.
Thrown aside, the heroes of the pandemic one moment, and the next society has no use for them. It's unconscionable the way we've treated the healthcare workers in this province, and we need to bring them back. We need to get them back to work. Of course, we've got Brian Peckford, one of our great framers of our Constitution, the last living framer of our Constitution, who is taking Ottawa to task, taking Trudeau to task over the travel mandate. It's ironic that the man who wrote mobility rights into our charter is no longer allowed to travel to see his own family on the other side of the country, but hopefully that's going to be made right very soon. I'm also going to talk briefly about the issue with the vaccine passport here in BC, our last remaining provincial mandate, which prevents many of us from even going to a restaurant or going to a movie or going to a public event. This is something that I'm challenging personally. There's 3 other petitions as well, so 4 in total. The first case is going to court on April 19th. That's the Canadian Constitution Foundation, and they are representing the disabled petitioners who cannot be vaccinated for medical reasons that have been excluded for public life for over 6 months for having medical conditions. Another unconscionable abuse of some of the most vulnerable people in our society. And that is coming to court on April 19th. Now, of course, the mandate is being lifted on April 8th. Coincidence, right? Strange how as soon as people start going to court, the government changes its policy. Now, I've just received Bonnie Henry's response to my own petition yesterday, and the position she's taking is, oh, it's all moot, nothing to see here. We're lifting the mandate, so you don't have to worry about this anymore. The courts, she says, should just dismiss the challenge as irrelevant.
Coming.
Now, with the greatest respect, I see
break
the
off for a
government's
minute,
lawyers
if I can.
dodging and weaving around the law here. It's like they are taking advantage of the court process to say, no, we're not considering you, even though you've been living under this for 6 months. We'll just lift it, make you go away, maybe reinstate it in a few months. That's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with a government that has no respect for the rule of law, no respect for our fundamental freedoms, and we've got to hold them to account through the legal process. So I'm not giving up. This case isn't moot. This case is going forward. Other cases like it are going forward. There is a rising tide of litigation here that the government cannot avoid and cannot ignore. This is has reached the point where the political victory will tide over to a legal victory. Just because mandates lift does not mean this fight is over. This fight is over when the courts tell them that they can never do it again. few months ago, Justin Trudeau told us we had unacceptable views, asked should we tolerate these people, but the real question for the people is how long will we tolerate a tyrannical government? What do we do about it? Keep showing up to these rallies, even when mandates aren't in effect. Protest in a civil and peaceful manner as you always have, and show the government that we will take the high road, we will be better than them, we will support the rule of law and stand for our fundamental freedoms. Thank you very much, everyone.
Glenn, could you please give Jeremy Maddock a big round of applause for being at the... He is helping so many people right now that you wouldn't believe it. Kudos to the We Unify group for putting Jeremy front and center on the legal table. It's just been amazing. And so when Jeremy runs for city council here, I really hope that you'll give him your endorsement. He would be a great councilor. So many of you know me, Randall Phipps. I'm sort of a political guy. I'm starting Viva on Tuesday, on the 29th. We're having basically a trial for people who want to run for council. That'll be at the Church of Truth. 6:30, the doors will open. And I don't know if we'd call it much of a trial, but it's getting together to talk about the democratic processes that could happen here on Vancouver Island. We've got a number of electoral organizations that we can form, and I happen to live here, and I'm renting that Church of Truth at 111 Superior Street Tuesday evening. If you want to come down there, let's get this thing fired up, because I think it's the way to go. We got to have a ground game now, right? We got to take this protest energy and move it forward. Okay? So I'm going to introduce Chris McKay, and he's another fine fighter. Here we go.
Hello, everybody! Are you ready for some action call? We're having an action call right now. We have a problem, you might have heard. The convoy that has been going for, I think, 10, 11 weeks now from Canberra to Victoria has put on hold by the police here. I just chatted with them. They said they have de-escalated the situation here at the legislature by minimizing the amount of people here. I don't know about you, but I don't feel de-escalated because they trampled my freedom and rights. Do you? It's unacceptable. So what we're going to do, the convoy is around here. We might be hearing them. We're going to go find them. We're going to do what we can to bring them back. And so if there's any veterans here, could you please come up here on the steps? We would like the veterans to lead the march. And we want to do everything we can to ensure it's safe. But it's time for change. Our government has made a clear statement. They don't care what we say, they don't care what we do. They're trying to dissipate us and minimize us, divide us again today by limiting our numbers at the legislature. We cannot tolerate it, am I right? Are we going to be fighting for freedom? Okay. So Nathan Sinclair is a veteran, and all the other veterans, if you could please come up here on the steps, we would like to have you. And we're going to leave. We've got to go find the convoy. They're committed to this. We got some truckers from across Ottawa, Quebec, and this is just the beginning. This is a long-term vision, right? We know that we got to fight. I want to thank everybody for being here today, so thank you. And Nathan, are you ready for the mic? The veterans are still coming up here. All right. Okay. And so just a little preload here too. So first of all, the worldwide rally. Can we give first of all a thank you to Heather and her team for organizing today? Everybody, thank you. Thank you, Heather and team. She's right here. Come on up here, Heather. Thank you, Heather. And so the BC Freedom Convoy, we worked together to coincide here on the steps, and it is not always easy to find team players. So we just want to say thank you, Heather, very much. Okay. So we are uniting. despite what our government wants to keep telling us. This is our hobby. We're going to fight for freedom. Am I right? All right. Okay, Nathan, I'm going to pass you the mic. We got all the veterans. Okay, they're going to go over there. Okay, they're going to pass them. And after this, we have another round of speakers from the BC Freedom Convoy 2022. And we're looking forward to seeing you here. They're going to play a couple songs. We have some very, very good speakers with some real stories. And we're looking forward to hearing more from you guys too. So thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. Welcome everybody for coming today. You can feel the energy is down a little bit because we have our brothers over there. They've stopped them from coming in, but they can't stop us, right? So you guys want to go find the convoy? Yeah. Woo! All right, so the veterans are going to start over here on this little walkway here, and just follow us over and get behind us, and let's find our brothers and sisters and show Mr. Horgan, Mr. Try not to laugh here, Mr. Dix, and that lady who calls herself a doctor, that we're not just a Saturday protest, okay, you guys? Every day we're here, and what I get from people from Romania, people from Russia, people from Poland, they say, you guys are doing good on a Saturday, but there's an old military term, we can't be weekend warriors. We have to be here every day. So if you have a lunch break and you can get down here, if you have to come to town for business, if you have to pick something up on Facebook Marketplace, whatever, come down and be with us, because there's strength in numbers and we can't part-time this. We got to do this full-time. And me as a veteran and these guys as veterans, we've been ordered to stand to by the veterans in Ottawa, and stand to means that whatever you're doing, you drop and you come to where you're needed immediately. So we need to stand to, people, okay? So that's what we're doing, and I extend the invite to anyone. Pass it on to all your friends, people who are not our friends. Pass it on to them to come down and have a conversation with you, okay? Because we got to start the dialogue. What did Mandela say? They asked Mandela, how do you conquer your enemy? And he said, you don't. You open up dialogue and you make them your ally. All right? So what we're dealing with here is we're dealing with people operating from fear for 2 years. Okay? So maybe this takes 2 months, but I'd rather be 2 months on my feet standing for my kids and then 2 years slowly dying on my knees and seeing people commit suicide at the highest rate we've ever seen. So let's stand together. Let's operate from love, understanding, empathy, and create dialogue, okay? I'll see you guys over there. Thank you.
There's going to be a couple songs when we get back, so please follow Nathan. This is a peaceful protest. We don't want to be yelling, swearing at anybody as we go, but let's go get the convoyers and bring them back. Thank you, everybody. See you in a little bit. This is only round one. First period. And we're going offensive. Thank you, everybody. Freedom! Freedom! Freedom!
Remember, everybody, we're marching for freedom. We're marching in love. We're marching in unity. Keep it peaceful. Do not let the narrative they have preset dictate what we do. March for love, march for freedom, march for unity. Keep going. We stand together.
Freedom!
I should have gone and taken a piss when I had a chance. I gotta go to the bathroom so bad, but priorities, I guess. Fuck.
Freedom!
Alright, just emptying right out. right, here we go.
Back after some more speeches. Thank you, everybody.
Fuck is all this mess? Anyway.
probably are like, what the fuck? They did it to themselves.
Yeah.
Look at this, we're taking over Douglas.
It's about time.
We want more Tucker!
This bus is gonna be late.
Yeah, no, I will keep streaming. They said I'm trying to take a bathroom break, but man, it's a good thing I got a truck driver sized bladder, because, yeah. Traffic's starting to move. I better get out of the lane. I wish I could catch up to the front at this point. I think I let too many people go by and I'm gonna have to run at this point. And I'm in my motorcycle gear and I'm already sweating. Let's see what we can do though. Fuck it, this lane's mine now. Okay, I caught up. I'm moving pretty slow, so. Okay, I got this. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get up here. I'm gonna chill the fuck out for a minute. Oh fuck. Oh fuck, I'm boiling now. Oh my god. Officially ours. Well, half of it anyway, respectfully. Yeah, I've been trying to get some people's signs as I was wandering around there. Seems to be about the tail end of it. Pretty good turnout though, I have to say. Okay, I'm sweating my nuts off here, but I'm gonna keep moving. That little run did me in. I was way overdressed. That's one of my favorite signs right there. Check how my battery's doing. Okay, we're all right for a little while still. Should have come out here with my little piggyback extra power bank, but hindsight 2020 and all. Yeah, I guess I don't know what kind of resolution you're getting on live, but I'm filming in 1080p. It'll be up on my channel after I get home later today. Fully in high res, you should be able to read everybody's signs then. Or I mean, I could just read them out.
It's like, this is not really, this is something else. It's not about that.
I'm sorry? Sorry, do I know you? Oh, yes, sorry, yeah. Yeah, no, there's a couple people I saw there. Yeah, that's right on.
Our purpose here is to rebuild our government, to encourage them to have conversations with us, the people that they are supposed to be working for. Okay, I got a speaker list. Is there anybody who's on that list? Would you like to come up here? We can start doing some speeches. Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah, I'd say there's probably at least like 1,500, 2,000 people maybe.
We don't know how many months we have before they start putting in social credit scores and all that stuff. So we need to be down here every week. I just want to encourage everybody.
Beg my part here, sorry.
Put it up to your mouth.
need a like gimbal if I'm gonna do this again.
Your healthcare workers are walking off the line, be included, and we're going to Henry's office. The more support, the better.
Just so you know.
You know anyone over here that's been there before? It's going to be kind of countrywide.
They're all coming here to Victoria, rolling in next week.
And I support you on this support for us.
Part of the team that joins the convoy. We're going to take our freedom back.
It's honestly taking me both hands just to hold my phone steady at this point. Shit, how long have I even been streaming? Been on here hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, I've been holding my phone up at like shoulder level or higher for over an hour. Cute little puppies. Yeah, pretty good canine turnout too. Oh, fingers. Fucking rank amateur at this. Sorry, guys. That's awesome, man. Joe said that thing about the Nazi flags, I honestly thought he like looked at the Canadian flag and saw a Nazi flag. Like I thought he was confused. Oh, make the left. Turn to the left, turn signal on, we're turning left. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I thought he, looked at the Canadian flag and thought it was a Nazi flag or whatever. I mean, we are, of course, the first post-nation state or post-state nation or whatever fucking gibberish. These people don't look like, post-state or post-national to me. They're pretty fucking patriotic, if you ask me. See if I can slowly get back up to the front again.
How about today? Yeah, I like
I need me one of those, man. My freaking arm's killing me. I've been live for like hour and 20.
What are you riding?
What's that?
What are you riding?
Oh, I just got myself a Royal Enfield Himalayan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, parked it over there somewhere, and now I'm regretting wearing all my gear because I'm fucking boiling, dude. Yeah, you too. Imagine actually believing this crowd is a bunch of racists and misogynists, eh? Imagine actually believing that. I was wrong. There's like probably more, a lot more than 2,000 people, I bet. You know what? I just spotted the solution to my bathroom problems. I remember this thing. For those of you who know this area of Victoria, you know exactly what the fuck this is. I don't even have to stop filming. I can just go in here and do my thing. Okay. I'm just gonna put you guys down there for a bit. See if I can do this one-handed while you guys keep watching.
Lifting the boots of your master. That's why we're here. You don't like drinking water.
Look at that. Didn't even need to stop streaming. Just, you know, do one other little different kind of stream while I'm streaming, and now we're back in business. Fuck, that was convenient. I got a new cause now. I'm gonna protest for more outdoor public urinals. Oh, fuck, that breeze feels nice. The winds of freedom are blowing through town. where I want to go. I got a plan. I got a plan.
So you, God wants to shine you light.
Like how like this. This is what I get. Creating to make.
Bringing up the rear. Okay, I'm gonna go back in and keep walking. No reason to stop streaming, but I don't think it's gonna be too exciting from the rear here. I need to kind of slow down and take a bit of a break. Oh, careful now, you get a huge fine. Officer, he's honking. I thought you were handing out fines for that. No comment. Good choice. Okay. I think these protests should just end when the mandates end. Well, then you're not really understanding what these people are here all about. Probably do you well to actually the arguments people are making, if that's what you think this is actually about. Okay, we've done our loop. We're back. Gonna try and get ahead again a little bit. Likewise. Trying to get this sign, but the sun's right in the way.
Speakers, if you're on my list, I'm looking forward to having you up here. We got a freedom fighting team out there who has not given up. We're persevering. We have Rob Anderson, and Mr. Trudeau. I heard he's coming again today. I think he likes the truckers. Mr. Trudeau, come on up. We're looking for you to start off too.
They tried to shut him up.
We got
And then
Raymond.
they tried to shut him down. And then they hijacked the event.
We got Robin.
Marcus Ray, Will D. Hubbard.
We got Helen.
Got a competing PA situation here, I think. Should be interesting.
All right. Where's the team? We're looking for you up here. We're going to start off with Old Canada. Heather, Joel.
Thought I was overdressed. This guy's overdressed in a whole different way.
Great.
nice to see some back and forth in the comments, considering there's only 5 people watching or whatever. But I'm telling you guys, if you want to argue this shit out, don't do it in the YouTube comments. Fucking come down here. Come down here and talk to some people.
We're going to start with old Canada. So are you ready?
You almost did.
Was that a fun march or what? I have seen Trudeau in the crowd. Mr. Trudeau is
I
shaking
mean, I say that as
hands,
someone who
meeting all the
fucking loves
truckers.
arguing a YouTube comment section. So
I am impressed. He
fucking
seems
have
to
at it.
have
You can argue
gotten
about
a
it
lot of
later when I
courage.
upload this, like, for realsies.
Mr. Trudeau's going to say something before we sing "O Canada." I think he wants to inspire everybody out here today. I'm so happy you guys are all out here today.
Let's see what these guys over here are about.
I apologize if the course is blocked every intersection for coming in, but I am so happy that you all join them in the fight for our freedom. And now I have to use little boys' room.
Well, we'll see.
All right, we have Carol. She's going to sing "O Canada." Can everybody take your hats off? Hands on your heart as a reminder what our veterans, what our forefathers have fought for, and what we're here for today. We're here to defend our country, to defend our charter rights, to defend our Bill of Rights that is being trampled directly by the police today by locking James Bay down and not empowering the truckers to convoy. I don't know about you, but it's a little too quiet out there. And what that means is they're having a harder time hearing us. Can I hear you guys? Okay. Oh, Canada. I don't know about you guys, but that march was phenomenal. And I think that showed the police one thing. If they're going to try and de-escalate us by locking down James Bay, then we're going to have to go out there and find other ways so they can hear us. Because our government, our city council, our police, and all the other citizens that aren't aware of what's going on need to hear us. Freedom!
Okay, please join me. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot blood in our sons gone with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free, and far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free.
All right, Jen, we're gonna have Jen come up here. I think she's ready. Jen, she's gonna do a quick song. Heather, is Jen coming? Okay.
All right, everybody. Okay, and I'm really looking forward to hearing
folks,
more
so
music.
For those
It's
of you
great
left
to have music
watching,
as part of this
it's been
event.
damn near 2
My
hours
name
since I
is
started
Carol
recording, and I
Sokol.
need a break. I'm
so
dehydrated,
pleased
I'm
that the
hungry.
organizers allowed me
So,
to share
calling it
a
quits
song
now.
with you. It's
On
a
that
song
note,
I wrote when
Oh,
the
Canada's a good
Vax
place to
Pass
kind of
came
call it quits
into
for a bit.
being.
But I'm gonna go grab lunch, and I
It's
might
against
be back in streaming
discrimination
again. It's
on-
gonna depend on how
We
much
should
battery
not
I've
live
left
in a
on my
society
phone.
that discriminates
Thank you all so
for
much for
any
tuning
reason.
in. This will be
And-
off on my channel later in full 1080p.
And as
Should
soon
be
as we
also
go there,
free of any
we are
copyrights. So if
leading
anybody wants to
down
reuse this,
leading
feel free
ourselves
to.
down a dark path. We must refuse
Oh
that.
shit! Of course,
So
yeah.
here's a
Now
song
we got more
about
people
that,
watching than
and
ever.
it's
Right
got
when
a
I'm
chorus. I
let
hope
you
you'll
all go.
join in.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in. See you all on the flip side.
And it's got some la-las. La 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 la.